He told me I was crazy. But I had the screenshots. I had the videos. And I had the perfect plan. The night of his big birthday dinner, I exposed everything. I always thought my relationship with Jason was the kind of love everyone dreamed of. We met in college, and for 2 years, he was everything to me. My first real boyfriend, my best friend, my safe place. At least, that's what I believed. It wasn't until one small, harmless question that my entire world turned upside down. It happened on a Friday night. Jason had gone out with his friends. Normally, I didn't mind. He deserved time with his buddies, but lately, there were small things that didn't add up. His phone was always flipped face down. He suddenly had a new password on his laptop, and he was going out almost every weekend. Still, I wasn't suspicious, until I overheard something. The night before, while Jason was in the shower, his phone buzzed. Normally, I never touched it. But this time, the screen lit up with a message preview. "Can't wait to see you again." My stomach dropped. It wasn't from anyone I knew. Just a first name, Lauren. I told myself not to panic. Maybe it was innocent. Maybe she was a cousin or an old friend. But that kiss emoji haunted me. So the next day, I decided to ask. Just a simple question. We were lying on the couch, watching a movie, when I turned to him and said softly, "Jason, who's Lauren?" His entire body stiffened. His eyes flickered, and for a split second he looked guilty. Then he laughed. "Are you serious right now? You're acting crazy." Those words stung more than anything. Crazy. As if I had no right to ask. As if I was the problem. "I just saw a message," I admitted quietly. "She said she can't wait to see you again." With a kiss emoji. Jason sat up, his face suddenly hard. "You went through my phone? Are you kidding me? That's psycho behavior, Emma." My chest tightened. "I didn't go through it. It just lit up. I wasn't snooping, Jason. I just want to know who she is." But he wouldn't let me speak. Instead, he grabbed his keys and stormed out, muttering, "Unbelievable, you're insane." That night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything. How could one small question turn into him calling me crazy? Unless he had something to hide. The following days were torture. Jason barely texted me. When I asked to meet, he'd say he was busy with work or with the guys. He made me feel like I was clingy, insecure, and unreasonable, all because I had asked about one message. But then, the universe gave me another clue. A week later, I bumped into Jason's best friend, Mark, at a coffee shop. Mark and I were cool. We'd hung out a few times in groups. When I asked him casually if Jason was around, he hesitated. His eyes darted like he wanted to say something but couldn't. And then he slipped. "He's probably with Lauren." My heart stopped. "Lauren?" Mark's face went pale. No one. Just forget it." He grabbed his drink and bolted out of the shop. That was all I needed. Confirmation. Jason wasn't just hiding something. He was lying. But here's the thing. I wasn't going to confront him yet. Not until I had proof. If I asked again, he'd just gaslight me, call me crazy again, make me question myself. So I did something I never thought I would do. I decided to spy on him. The next Friday, Jason told me he was going to play pool with the guys. I knew it was a lie. Something in my gut screamed it. So I followed him. I parked a few streets away from the bar he claimed he was going to and waited. Sure enough, Jason wasn't there. Instead, I spotted his car pulling into a quiet restaurant on the other side of town. And then I saw her. Lauren. She was stunning. Long brown hair, perfect smile, dressed like she'd stepped right out of a magazine. Jason got out of his car, walked straight to her, and kissed her. Not a friendly kiss. A kiss you'd only give your girlfriend. My entire world shattered in that moment. But instead of crying or running to confront him, I stayed. I watched as they walked inside, laughing, holding hands. I sat there for an hour, shaking, my heart in pieces, until they finally left. That night, I knew one thing. Jason had been cheating. And worse, he had tried to convince me I was crazy for even suspecting it. The next morning, he showed up at my apartment with flowers. "Sorry about the other night," he said smoothly. "I shouldn't have snapped. You know I love you." I stared at him, speechless. How could he stand there and lie to my face so easily? But I didn't let on that I knew. Not yet. Because I wanted him to dig his own grave. And oh, he did. Over the next week, I quietly collected every piece of evidence I could. Screenshots of texts I saw pop up. Pictures I took of him and Lauren together from a distance. Even a video of him kissing her in the parking lot. I had enough proof to destroy him. But when I finally revealed everything, I didn't realize just how deep the betrayal really went. Because Lauren wasn't just some random girl. She was someone I knew. The moment I realized who Lauren really was, it felt like the ground disappeared beneath my feet. Lauren wasn't just some girl. She wasn't a random fling or someone Jason had met at a bar. She was my coworker. The same Lauren I sat across from every single day at the office. The one who borrowed my pens, shared her snacks, and laughed at my stupid jokes during lunch breaks. The one who once told me I was lucky to have a guy like Jason. All this time, she'd been smiling at me at work, while sneaking around with my boyfriend behind my back. I felt sick. At first, I wanted to confront her right there at the office, march across the room, slam the proof down on her desk, and scream in her face. But something inside me said, "No, not yet. Make it count." So I stayed quiet. I kept going to work, pretending everything was normal. I smiled at Lauren, even when she asked, "How's Jason?" in that fake sweet voice. Meanwhile, I was planning. Jason thought he was smart, gaslighting me, calling me crazy, making me doubt myself. But he underestimated me. And Lauren, she thought could betray me and get away with it. She was wrong. The first step was gathering undeniable proof. I already had photos, videos, and screenshots, but I wanted something that would leave no room for denial. So one Friday night, when Jason told me he was out with the guys, again, I followed him. This time, I brought my best friend Chloe as backup. We sat in our car across the street from a fancy hotel. Sure enough, Jason's car pulled in. A few minutes later, Lauren walked in through the front entrance, dressed like she was on a date. Chloe held up her phone and whispered, "Got it." We filmed everything. Jason walking in after her, the two of them holding hands in the lobby, kissing before getting into the elevator. My chest hurt like it was on fire, but I forced myself to stay calm. This wasn't just heartbreak anymore. This was war. The next step? Timing. Jason's birthday was coming up in 2 weeks. He had planned a big dinner party at his favorite restaurant, inviting all his friends, his family, and of course, me. Perfect. I spent those 2 weeks acting like nothing was wrong. I smiled, I kissed him, I even bought him a present. Meanwhile, Lauren kept chatting with me at work, as if she wasn't sleeping with my boyfriend every chance she got. But when Jason's birthday arrived, everything came crashing down. We sat at a long table in the restaurant, laughter and chatter filling the room. Jason was glowing, loving the attention. At one point, he even wrapped his arm around me and kissed my cheek. My stomach twisted at the hypocrisy. And then, when the waiter brought out the cake and everyone started singing, I stood up. "I actually have a little speech," I announced, smiling. Everyone clapped, thinking it was sweet. Jason grinned at me, completely unaware of what was about to happen. I pulled out my phone, connected it to the screen projector the restaurant provided for slideshows, and said, "You know, Jason always tells me I'm crazy, that I imagine things, that I'm paranoid. Well, I want to show you all just how crazy I really am." The first photo popped up on the screen, Jason and Lauren kissing in the parking lot. Gasps filled the room. Jason froze. Then a video played, the one from the hotel. Jason and Lauren holding hands, kissing before walking into the elevator together. The room erupted in shock. Jason's mom covered her mouth. His friends looked at each other in disbelief. And Lauren? She was sitting at the opposite end of the table. Her face went ghost white. I turned to Jason, smiling sweetly. "Still think I'm crazy?" The silence that followed was the sweetest sound I had ever heard. Jason jumped up, his face red. "Emma, wait, I can explain." "Explain what?" I snapped. That you've been cheating on me for months with my coworker? That every time I asked you called me insane, made me feel like I was losing my mind? Go ahead, Jason. Explain. He stuttered, his eyes darting around the room, but no words came out. Lauren grabbed her purse and bolted out of the restaurant without saying a word. I took a deep breath, looked around at everyone, and said calmly, Ladies and gentlemen, that's the real Jason. Happy birthday. Then I walked out. I expected to cry. I expected to collapse in the parking lot, broken and humiliated. But instead I felt free. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt like myself again. No more second-guessing. No more gaslighting. No more lies. That night, Jason blew up my phone with calls and texts. He begged me to talk. To work things out. He said he only cheated because he was confused, that it didn't mean anything. I blocked him. At work, Lauren avoided me like the plague. A week later, she quit. Rumor had it she moved to another city. As for me, I focused on myself. I went to therapy. I reconnected with friends I had drifted away from. I even started traveling, something Jason had always called a waste of money. Months later, I ran into Mark, the friend who had accidentally exposed Jason. He told me Jason's life was a mess. Most of his friends had cut him off. His family lost respect for him. And he and Lauren? They didn't even last. Hearing that gave me closure. But honestly, I didn't need revenge anymore. Because the best revenge was simple. I survived, I rebuilt myself, and I came out stronger than ever. So when people ask me what happened between me and Jason, I just smile and say, oh, he called me crazy. Turns out crazy looks a lot like being right.